Hi, in this video we'll create a custom snippet in VS Code, and I'll be creating a snippet for this code. And this is Angular application, and I use this code all the time when I call some kind of web API backend service. So it's really convenient if you have a snippet and you type a few letters and you press tab or enter and you have all this code displayed on the screen and you just modify it and use it. So let's go to File, Preferences, Configure User Snippet. You can also exit by going to the Settings and clicking on Configure User Snippets. Here you can create snippets for this particular application, or you create global snippet that would work for any application. Let's create global snippets file. So the name of the file would be, let's say, global snippets. When you create this file, you'll have a description how to create your own snippets, and there will be even an example. We're going to use this example to create our snippet, and I'm going to copy this, make some space, paste it, and I'm going to uncomment this. So this is actually a working snippet, and if I save it, and if I go to my code, and if I type log, you can see I have this print to console message, and I can click on it, and I have this code displayed on the screen. Let me remove it. So I'm going to be creating a different snippet, so my prefix would be sub, and the scope I'm going to leave it the same because I'm using an Angular application, and Angular application is using a TypeScript. And here I need to change it to something meaningful. And I'm also going to change the description. And this is just information for me, so I remember what this snippet is for. Now, inside this body, I'm going to remove all this, and I'm going back to my code, and I'm going to copy all this and bring it here. You can see that everything is red, and the reason for that because I need to put quotation marks for every line. I also need to separate all lines by commas. And I actually don't need these quotation marks. Another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all this general code. So these two lines for sure. And I'm actually going to replace this line with something else. Let's save it and see if it works. I'm gonna press Ctrl S, go to my code, and let me put inside a method. Otherwise, I think we're gonna get an error. So I will just create a generic method. And here I'm gonna type sub. And as you can see, I have my snippet, and I have a description that it says subscribe to services. I'm gonna press tab, and I have it there. Now, next step, I want to replace this weather service .getWeather with something very generic. Let me go back, and I'm going to remove this. Actually, right here, I'm gonna type something very generic, my service. Now, if I want to replace this with something else, I need to put it inside curly braces, and in front I need to put a $sign, and I also need to let the snippet know at what point I want to access it. I'm gonna put number 1 and colon. So what's gonna happen when I play the snippet? My first tab stop will be inside right here. Let me save it and we'll see how it works. Control S, and I'm going back. And I'm going to remove all this. And let me type again sub. I'm gonna press enter. As you can see, my service is highlighted and my cursor is blinking. If I start typing something now, it's gonna replace my service with what I want to replace it with. If I want to create another tab stop, let's say very often you send some parameters inside this parenthesis, I can go back and inside those parentheses I can type $2, save, and let's do it again. Let me remove it again. And if I replace with something, and I'm gonna press tab, and it's gonna go inside our parentheses. And this is how you create custom snippets in VS Code. Thank you for watching.